What if a game could inspire us to respect our environment? What if an app could stop the spreading of malaria and cholera? What if every kid in the world could access the internet? I dare you to step up to the challenge. Explore, learn, create, innovate, inspire, change the world. Imagine Cup is the Olympics of software, the Oscars of innovation. It is inspiring young minds to dream of a better world, innovate through technology, and take action to solve the world's toughest problems. 2012 marks the 10th anniversary of Microsoft Imagine Cup. Since 2003, more than 1 million students have challenged themselves to use technology to make a positive impact. We will celebrate these past 10 years and the achievements of the 2012 Imagine Cup competitors at the Imagine Cup Worldwide Finals in Sydney, Australia, a country known for its incredible nature, great architecture, and friendly people. It is also one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world and 100% committed to innovation. You are the future of technology. Start here. Start now. Take the first step. Together, we can change the world. Microsoft Imagine Cup 2012, Sydney, Australia.
Hi, and welcome to the Imagine Cup UK Software Design Finals webcast. I'm Joanna Tong, and I'm an academic developer evangelist at Microsoft.
Hi, good afternoon. My name's Jeff Hughes. I'm a platform strategy advisor in the DP academic team here in the UK.
Thank you, Jeff. We can't wait to share with you today some of the fantastic achievements and work done by some of our very own students in the UK. 2012 has been a fantastic year for the Imagine Cup, as we've had some really great entries which Jeff and some of the other members of our judging panel have had the privilege to judge. So, as Jeff can vouch for, it's fantastic this year.
Absolutely, and I think, from our perspective, we want to thank all the teams, all the students and their mentors for taking the time and effort to really, put their minds to looking at some of the world's most toughest problems as part of the Imagine Cup. And we can't wait to share with you what the teams are and ultimately who the winners are. So, Joanne.
Yep, that would be fantastic. But enough about us. You're probably sitting there wondering, what exactly is the Imagine Cup? So the Imagine Cup is really the premier tech competition for students globally. And last year we actually had over 358,000 students from over 183 countries and regions actually register for the Imagine Cup. And the 2011 Worldwide Finals were held in one of the greatest, most vibrant and energetic cities in the world, New York. And 2012 is only going to be better. And it's not just about the buzz of the competition though, it's also about students doing something amazing and really changing the world for the better. From doing things like using technology to make sure every child gets a decent education, to things like looking after the environment and really trying to save the planet. So it's really an opportunity for students to work together on projects to really create something amazing and, as I said, change the world.
Absolutely.
But what about the Imagine Cup in the UK? Well, we're hoping that actually the video you're about to watch will give you a bit of insight into what the Imagine Cup in the UK really means.
What makes a great inventor? What makes one person stand out amongst all others as a real innovator? Could it be where they get their ideas? All inventions start with an inspiration. Most are inspired by need. It's like they say, necessity is the mother of all invention. But we didn't need to fly, did we? We didn't need to go to the moon. Some of the greatest inventions of all time have come from an entirely different inspiration. Our imagination. Our imagination has taken us to the moon and back and allowed us to see even further than that. Our imagination enables us to make anything a reality. Imagine a world where technology enables us to live longer, healthier lives, or a world where all energy comes from renewable resources. How far in the future can you see that? 10 years? 20 years? 100 years? Why not now? A great inventor doesn't imagine these things in the future. They imagine them in the present and create the future. Achieve what you can imagine.
And just a quick note, that video is actually made by some of our very own students at Ravensbourne College. It's absolutely fantastic that students are getting involved in things like the Imagine Cup. So as you can see from the video, the Imagine Cup is really about using your imagination to create something amazing that's going to change the world. And to do this, the Imagine Cup is actually split into a series of competitions and challenges. So things like software design, game design, Windows Phone Challenge, the Metro Challenge that we have this year. It's about enabling students to work with what they know best, to really create something incredible. The only competition we run in the UK, however, is the software design competition. That's the only one we run locally in the UK. And as I've mentioned before, we've had fantastic quality of entries this year. But before we kind of go into that a bit further, a few stats, because those of us who work in IT know that we actually absolutely love our numbers. So just a few stats for you. 991, that's the number of registrations that we had in the UK for the Imagine Cup this year. 374 people signed up to the software design competition in the UK. 49 teams were actually formed from those 374 sign-ups. We had 26 teams out of those 49 compete in round 1. From that, we selected 6 teams to go through to the UK final. And finally, 1 team was selected to represent the UK at the Worldwide Finals in Sydney, Australia. But what exactly are the Worldwide Finals all about?
I decided to make a difference.
Our journey started 1 year ago.
We turned our ideas into reality.
We walk locally, regional.
Now we are at the Worldwide Finals!
We are working to build a better future.
We created solutions
to some of the world's toughest problems.
I have learned new skills and made new friends.
Together, we can accomplish great things.
for me,
for you,
for everyone in the world.
Imagine New York City!
I got it!
This place is a real stage to show the world what we can do with technology, and that's why we really love it.
Are you guys ready for this?
Everybody who's here is a winner, and you should be incredibly proud.
Governments around the world are actually using things like the Imagine Cup as a way to get their students excited, as a way to get universities partnering together with government on how to use innovation to solve some of the largest challenges that countries face.
And when you see young people saying, we can do it, we can solve problems, you know that there's not only hope for this planet, there are solutions ahead.
We've been putting in a lot of work and we just wanted to get out there and show them what we had.
So DJ got the Imagine Cup. We love Imagine Cup.
Technology is a part of solution for all the world's problems, and we are trying to contribute.
I'm here to change the world.
Steve, do you have any advice for us?
Passion, tenacity, and great ideas. And the world is your oyster.
The quality and the creativity of the applications coming out of these students in Imagine Cup today is just phenomenal and amazing. And it's only going to get better.
I think that the next generation of really great internet products, just products in general, they're going to come from students.
I haven't slept for 3 days.
This is so important to all of us. I'm very nervous for the presentation, but also very excited.
My project can save children's lives. Children are our future, so my project can save the future.
I dare you to change the world.
This is where people come because they want to compete with the best. The future of our society is in that room.
Imagine Cup, we're going to make an impact globally.
So you've had a really quick glimpse of what the Worldwide Finals are actually about. And of course, that last year was in New York City. And next year, actually in fact in July, it will be in Sydney, Australia. So how do we actually decide which team goes to the Worldwide Finals?
Sure, Joanne, I can certainly cover that. So I, along with some of the other judges, which I'll introduce you to in a second, spent about 5 or 6 hours at Microsoft's offices in London, Victoria. For those of you that are MSPs, you'll certainly know our Cardinal Place offices. So we were locked up in one of our meeting rooms for about 5 or 6 hours, looking at the submissions that the teams have put forward. In terms of choosing the criteria, I'd love to just read out some of the criteria that we set in terms of looking to judge the team's entries. There were kind of 3 criteria we looked for. The first criteria very much focused in on, is your solution looking to make a difference? So in many ways, if you think about what we're doing with the Imagine Cup and the United Nations Millennium Goals, is your problem trying to solve something that's real? Is it tangible? Kind of make a difference? The second area that we focused in on is really, how does your solution work? What does it do? We wanted you to share with us, how the solution is built, how you've architected it, and how it pulls together. The third area, from a criteria point of view, was very much, how does your solution pull together? At the end of the day, is it meeting what you think it will do, but also more importantly, what we think it will do for individuals and people all around the planet? So with that, we'll move on to the next slide and tell you a bit about who the judges were. Great. So move on to the next slide. So you've met me, Jeff Hughes, as a platform strategy advisor in the UK. We were also joined by Phil Cross. Phil Cross, I know many of you do know as our marketing manager here in the UK. Unfortunately, Phil couldn't be with us today, but absolutely he was with us judging on the 19th. We actually invited 2 guest judges to also join us, one from academia and one from industry. Professor Philip Treleaven is a professor at Universal College London. He focuses in specifically financial services computing and has a wealth of background and expertise in the computer science space. The other judge that we had was Alice Bentonick. Alice is the CEO of an organisation called Entrepreneur First. Entrepreneur First is very much aimed to help students become entrepreneurs and help them get on the road to starting their own businesses. So the 4 of us spent, as I mentioned, 5 hours looking at your video submissions, looking at the content that was put forward, and we're keen to share with you some of the results. So Joanna.
Thank you. But first, because we know we're all a materialistic bunch, let's actually talk about the prizes. So some of the prizes that we have actually include things like Windows phones, a trip to our Microsoft Technology Centre in Reading to actually spend a day honing their skills with some of our experts, in fact. Gift bags, pocket video camcorders, so some really cool stuff that we have to actually give away to our first, second and third prize places. So who exactly were the teams that we brought into the UK final? So I'm going to introduce the teams, and Jeff is actually going to give us a bit of background into what their project idea was and what exactly they wanted to achieve. So to start with, we had Team Bazinga from Motherwell College. Now, Team Bazinga actually won their local Scottish regional final, so they did an amazing job competing against other Scottish teams to win their place in the UK final.
Cool. And maybe just a shout out for Team Bazinga. I love the name. In fact, I love the influence from the Big Bang Theory there, but that unfortunately wasn't on the judging criteria, but let me explain what the team did. So Team Bazinga were inspired to use smartphone technology to inspire students all about science. Their Professor Duffy's interactive lab application is a complete science lab on your phone, utilising various sensors on the phone to demonstrate the practical side of science, making it science interactive and fun.
Thank you, Jeff. Secondly, we had Team Teesside OX32, who are one of our winners of our regional Northeast final, and they're from Teesside University.
Great. So Team 032 developed something called Cloud Doctor. Cloud Doctor, as the name implies, harnesses Windows Azure and cloud technologies combined with Windows Phone and Windows 8 tablets to deliver an on-demand, flexible, intelligent collaboration system, connecting healthcare workers in the third world with specialists and doctors all over the planet who volunteer their time to help patients on the ground.
And thirdly, we had Team iWorks, another winner from our regional Northeast final, and they're from Northumbria University and Newcastle College.
So Team iWork's solution was something called Mira, which is a mobile intelligent retinal analysis platform. Mira is a cloud-based solution that utilizes smartphone technology again, coupled with a specialist lens developed at the university to identify early-stage sight loss for people in the third world.
Fourth, we had Team Whiteware from the University of Hull, who won their local Hull University competition.
So Team Whiteware were inspired to develop a smartphone application to assist those people with the risk of falling, be it elderly or those people prone to fainting. Their submission embraced mobile and cloud technologies to match emergencies with responders and medical professionals to identify how best to help.
And then from our online submissions, we had Sentient Systems from the University of Reading.
Great, so from the University of Reading, just down the road from us, they were inspired to develop something called Sentience, which is a cost-effective software solution designed to run affordable, advanced, customizable robot solutions utilizing cloud-based distribution, plug-in architectures, and commodity frameworks, and utilizing low-cost hardware, specifically from Microsoft Connect.
And last but not least, we have Team Loading from the University of Manchester.
So Team Loading were inspired to develop something called Project Sky High. Project Sky High is a Windows Phone application combined with a Netduino hardware sensor to allow aid workers in the third world to transform a smartphone into a cost-effective portable ultrasound scanner and mobile blood monitor. The patient data is recorded in the cloud using Windows Azure and accessible by medical professionals all over the planet.
Thank you for that, Jeff. So as you can see, we had a great variety of projects and some really, really exciting things that we think could actually be developed. So for all of these teams, we think you actually have the potential to really develop your project and create something amazing.
Absolutely.
So now we've gotten to the point that I'm sure every single one of you is waiting for. Probably wished we wouldn't stop rabbiting on for so long, but it's now time to actually award the prizes and places. So first of all, we're going to start with our third place prize. So are you ready for this, Jeff?
I'm ready for this. Yep. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Cool.
So in third place, and winners of a pocket digital camcorder each, are Team Loading from the University of Manchester. Well done, Ben, Jenny, Pez and Sam.
Absolutely. So well done, guys. In terms of judging your criteria, we loved the solution. Your focus very much on what you're trying to do from a United Millennium Goals perspective. We also loved the way that you thought about the entire architecture of the solution. So you very much thought about the client, the middleware piece, and also how you move the data up into the infrastructure in the cloud. So from you guys, well done.
Absolutely. And all the judges were really impressed by the amount of research that you've done as well, in terms of your competitors and really how viable your product would be in the market. So we really think there's actually the basis to really develop it and think about things like our BizSpark program, which is a fantastic basis to really enable startups to succeed.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, I think maybe we should move on to our second place.
Let's do that.
So in second place, and winners of a Windows Phone Nokia Lumia 800 each are Team Teesside OX32 from Teesside University. Well done, Daniel and Liam.
Congratulations, Teesside. Again, thank you for a great entry. We loved the submission that you put forward. We think the solution that you pulled together helped very much identify, one of the world's toughest problems. How do we advance healthcare globally? We thought your idea was grand. In fact, so grand, it was an incredibly tough thing for us to, decide whether it was yourself or the ultimate winner. But again, congratulations on thinking through not only the technology and the solution and the applicability, but also the research you put into identifying what the problems were, engaging with medical professionals to get some of that primary research. Really inspired us. So well done.
Yeah, and as Jeff mentioned, it was an extremely close call between first and second place. We were all torn between the judges, but ultimately we had to make a decision. But it's a fantastic project, and we really hope you'll continue developing it.
Absolutely.
So, of course, you've all won a Windows Phone, so it's fantastic. But really, what we should do now is actually go on and announce who will be representing the UK at the Worldwide Finals in Sydney, Australia in July. So really, without further ado, in first place, And winners of a Windows Phone each, a trip to the MTC in Reading, and also the grand prize of going to Sydney, Australia are Team iWorks from Northumbria University and Newcastle College. A huge congratulations to Ricardo, Faizan, Colin, and also Vimansha.
Absolutely. It was a really tough call, and as we mentioned, we deliberated over a large amount of time to work out what we think the solution was in terms of number one. We loved the idea of using a smartphone, what is in essence a multi-purpose low-cost computer, and turning it into a utility device that will help medical workers on the ground. We also love the idea of using a piece of technology that's been developed at the university, this lens that you're looking to apply to the camera that basically allows you to start managing and getting information out from people who are potentially have issues with sight in the third world. We also love the fact that you're using cloud computing and moving the information, the data, capturing it centrally. Also looking to explore how you can use machine learning and neural networks within the solution to maybe start helping doctors predetermine and pre-identify any of those potential scans that are that may need further interaction and engagement with a medical doctor. So we felt it ticked all the boxes in many ways, and we feel that you should have a great chance to potentially win the Imagine Cup final 2012 in Australia. So.
Absolutely, and of course the academic team will be in touch with you on a regular basis up until then, even if you don't want us to. We will absolutely pester you to really get you and develop your project to the point where we really want you to win the worldwide finals in Australia, because we think it absolutely deserves that first place. And Phil has told me to tell you that he will be checking up on you, so expect a call or two. But absolutely fantastic projects. And the thing between first and second, it was so close. We actually had within the team, we actually called up both teams to really make our minds up, because at that point we were extremely torn. So I think following from that, we had to make a decision. And we're really excited that actually Team iWorks will be representing the UK in Sydney, Australia come July. So we're really excited that you guys will be able to showcase your project to 180 different countries and regions and really get that exposure we think you deserve.
Absolutely.
So we've kind of gone through now and we've awarded the prizes. So from now on it might be a bit of an anticlimax, but if everything we've told you today really stirs your interest and you're really interested in getting involved, then here are some links that you can absolutely follow. So if you want to connect with us, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, absolutely engage with us through those channels. If you're really interested in software development, then we've got DreamSpark. You should absolutely go on, register and download some tools and really get going and just building up those skills. If you're really interested in setting up a business and you really want to set up a tech company, then have a look at BizSpark, because we think there's some great content in there, and potentially to join the BizSpark program, it's a fantastic thing for you to be able to get up and start going. Of course, there's the Imagine Cup 2013, which hasn't kicked off yet as we haven't completed Imagine Cup 2012, but if you competed this year and you really want to compete again, or if you haven't considered competing before, then take a look at Imagine Cup, have a look on imaginecup.com, see what kind of competitions you can compete in, and absolutely start thinking up ideas. And then of course, if you really want to engage with us much, much closer, we have a Microsoft Student Partner Program. So have a look at microsoftstudentpartners.com and really just take a look and see if it's something that you'd really want to do. But really, we're asking you to connect with us. There's some fantastic ways for you to get involved with everything that Microsoft does. And as a student, you're in the prime position to take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think from my perspective, working with faculty, what really excites me is the fact that you as students get engaged, you work on the solutions, you're excited about what the technology can do. Love it if we can get more universities engaged next year, and we're very keen to get your feedback to get involved, as Joanna mentions. The other thing maybe just to kind of highlight is, we mentioned kind of 6 teams here today. But from our perspective, we thank all of the teams who submitted their entries, took the time to get teams together to work with us. It's a shame we can't take everyone to Australia, but in many ways, there can be only one winner, and we wish them the very best. But again, thank you all, and all the teams, all the students, for your support.
Absolutely. So as well as thanking all the students who competed, because of course they are extremely important, we also want to give a huge thanks to our partners in this year's Imagine Cup competition, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to really get to the scale that we did and get the quality of entries that we did. So a huge thanks to Codeworks, Sunderland Software City, Black Marble, Stevenson College Edinburgh, and also University of Hull for getting involved and really pushing the Imagine Cup and getting students incentivised and really motivated to compete and create some fantastic projects. And from us, that's pretty much goodbye, but thank you all for watching, and we'll be seeing you in Sydney, Team iWorks. Thank you very much.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.